Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that's at the core of this channel, and that is sustainable fashion. If you don't know by now, fast fashion is wrecking the world. It's not only disastrous for the environment, but it also perpetuates inequity, largely for women in developing nations, but also right here in the United States. Here are a few facts to help you get centered on the severity of this issue. The global apparel and footwear industry accounts for 8% of the world's carbon emissions. Washing, solvents, and dyes used in manufacturing are responsible for 1/5 of industrial water pollution. 93% of surveyed brands aren't paying garment workers a living wage, and 80% of garment workers around the world are women in their early 20s. The average American throws away 81 pounds of clothing every year. So, what is fast fashion and what can we do about it? Fast fashion describes the rate at which fashion designs move from concept to fashion products in retail stores. It's largely characterized by the high volume, low margin rate at which cheap, disposable articles of clothing are produced. While ultimately change has to happen on a systemic and corporate level, meaning that governments and the brands that produce these products have to be the leaders in pushing this shift towards sustainability, we as individuals can take on some responsibility to help foster this conversation. Number 1, get politically involved. Vote for politicians that represent your values and put environmental well-being at the forefront. These politicians can help to enact policies that will push systemic change. Number 2, using your voice as a consumer to ask questions and really hold brands accountable. In the age of social media, brand reputation means a lot. Openly asking your brand where they stand on sustainability and labor issues can help really shift public perception and in turn shift how they operate their business. Number 3, making individual changes within your lifestyle that reflect your beliefs. The most impactful thing that we as individuals can do is to reduce consumption. Combat the fast fashion industry by wearing your garments for longer and choosing to spend your money wisely. I know it's intimidating to make such a huge lifestyle shift, especially when so much of our day-to-day is structured around convenience and consumption. But remember, sustainable fashion doesn't have to happen all at once. This is a journey that can take a long period of time. That being said, here are a few tips that helped me out when I was just getting started. Number 1, hone in on the why. Why is this important to you, and what kind of impact do you want to make on this world? The journey is going to be challenging, and the cost of convenience is everywhere. When you're out and about and suddenly the temperature drops and you forgot that coat and you're tempted to buy that $10 jacket, you have to remember why this mattered. Having a concrete reason to hold on to your conviction and your commitment is going to help you through a lot of tough times. Number 2, wear what you own. When you decide to quit fast fashion, it's tempting to scrap all of your existing clothes and just purchase from new sustainable brands. However, the best thing that you can do is to just wear what you already own. The biggest problem in fashion right now is the rate at which we're producing and consuming goods. So counter that by wearing clothes that you already own and taking good care of them. Sometimes wearing the same clothes can get really boring, so challenge yourself by styling the garments that you have in unique ways, or maybe hop on an Instagram challenge or two and really find some inspiration there. You can draw inspiration from your fellow participants and also build relationships with individuals who care about the same things that you do and also are experimenting and experiencing the same things that you're going through. Number 3, take care of your clothes. Those little tags have a purpose. Read them and abide by what they prescribe. Air dry when you can, it saves energy and also prevents your clothes from wearing out prematurely. And Good On You actually has a comprehensive guide about how to take care of each of the different materials that you might own. I'll link it up above. Additionally, learning to sew or mending your clothes can help to address small alterations and keep you wearing your clothes for longer. Number 4, borrow, swap, or purchase secondhand. We mentioned this earlier, but wearing the same clothes can get pretty drab. You can find an alternative by swapping with a friend, a sibling, finding clothes within your area or swapping within your community, or even purchasing secondhand. A quick Google search of your city and clothing swaps can provide with upcoming events in your area. Or if you're not ready to swap in person, there are a lot of online alternatives as well. You just have to look them up. Secondhand shopping is also a great way to extend the lifespan of some of these clothes that are already in the cycle. So online platforms like ThredUp, Poshmark, Depop, and even The RealReal have really changed the game. You don't even have to go into an in-person thrift store nowadays. Instead of spending hours in a physical store browsing through, you can just search for that one item that you need. And plus, it's safer in this day and age. Number 5, support sustainable and ethical fashion brands. The issue with sustainable and ethical fashion brands is that they're still using resources and energy to create these garments. So ideally, you want this to be the last step in all of your considerations for shopping. But that being said, I know that it's not really a possibility to shop secondhand for everything. For example, with me personally, I'm not ready to consume secondhand undergarments or swimwear. So buying new is the best way around that for me. But when you purchase from sustainable and ethical brands, just make sure that you're doing your research, make sure that these brands are credible and transparent, and actually do follow through on the ecological standards and environmental standards that they've committed to. Additionally, supporting BIPOC-owned brands and also corporations that are opening up the conversation around diversity and inclusivity in sustainable fashion should be considered as well. Cool. So there you have it. Thank you so much for considering sustainable fashion, and just do what you can. Everybody's journey is going to look different, and it's not about doing sustainable fashion perfectly, but rather about taking a bunch of small steps with a collective, larger group to really impact the world. If you have any questions, concerns, thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. If there's anything else that you'd like to add to this conversation, leave them down below. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, the usual. And I hope to hear from you soon.